You're welcome. You're welcome to the second segment of this powerful session. Okay. All right. Yannick is coming on, joining shortly. Okay. Yes. We're going on live with Yannick Grant from Jamaica. We're speaking on customer service in a crisis. Customer service in a crisis. And Yannick has been sharing a lot of thoughts with us. Yannick, you're welcome back. Yeah.
So,
Wow.
hi,
Okay. Yeah,
this
that's
is
Yannick
Summer.
Johnson. Wow, wow. Good to see you. How are you? She's a big girl
Hi.
now.
Yeah,
Wow. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, Yannick, thanks for your time. We're really so thankful. I mean, I'm so grateful. If I look back 9 years ago, um, you know, um, so much has happened. I mean, I've been able to write books, I've been able to speak in various sectors. But I'm thankful for the seed, for those things that you said spoke into our lives, then encouraging us. And customer service is a lifestyle. It's not something you speak about. It's something you have to live on a daily basis. And
agreed.
you in Jamaica, I know, Jamaica, the love that flows from Jamaica is awesome. And so I'm not surprised that you're into customer service. Yeah. So you've spoken about empathy, you've spoken about gratitude, you've spoken about artificial intelligence, you've spoken about the aviation sector, you've spoken about the schools. Now, if you're just joining us and you have any question on customer service and you want to speak, or you want her to answer any question in that area, Yannick is available, to speak on these areas. Now, customer service, how can you show appreciation, even to staff at a time like this, particularly staff that have been with you for a long time? The organizations now that are laying off staff. Can you show appreciation to your staff?
Oh gosh, that's so easy, Adegoke. I mean, just pick up the phone and call them and find out how they're doing. Find out if they need anything. Um, if it's a case where you can share, inspirational quotes with them, or if it's a case where maybe you have a collaboration with another organization and you can, offer them some form of produce, food, you can share a basket with them. There's so many different opportunities that we have as leaders to basically share with our employees and show our appreciation for them. If you realize, last week I was watching the news, and this weekend is Memorial Weekend in the US, and there's some companies who went ahead and gave their employees a 4-day weekend. So when they left work on Thursday, they didn't have to go back until Tuesday. So they would have gotten Friday in addition to Monday. And they were extremely ecstatic. It's like they knew, their bosses knew that they needed the time, and they gave them the additional time, and they're not going to be penalized for it. So there's so many ways that you can give back to your employees and show them that you care, but you have to be in tune. You have to be intentional, you have to be listening, you have to be conversing with them, because
Wow.
you can't lead from a distance.
Wow. Wow. You can't lead from a distance. Now,
And when I
there's,
say a
there's one of the,
distance, I don't mean in terms of the fact that we're not together in the same building. I mean from a
okay.
distance, meaning you're disconnected from the people that you're leading.
All right. You taught us something 9 years ago, that you must have one hand on the horse and one
Yes.
hand. Yeah. Now,
Keep
can you, speak to that, please? Yeah.
So there's something in customer service that we have called keep your hand on the horse. In that, when you are brushing a horse or grooming a horse, if you take your hand off of the one hand off of the horse or both hands off while you're grooming the horse, then the horse is not going to know what to expect or what you are doing, and they'll become skittish and they'll kick you. So you want to keep one hand on the horse and then use the other hand to groom the horse. So that way, when you lift your hand off and you have to put it back, the horse knows that you are still there, and there's still, there's some interaction. And we use that as an analogy in customer
Yeah.
service to say, when you're communicating with your customers, you want to keep in constant communication with them, because the absence of communication, people don't normally assume the best. They usually assume the worst. And
Okay.
so it's better to over communicate. Let's say you're resolving an issue for me and you're constantly updating me. Hi, Miss Grant, just letting you know that we're still working on the issue. We think we're going to see some resolution within the next 30 minutes, and we'll give you back a call or send you an email to let you know how things are going. They call back again 10 minutes later or send an email. Hi, Miss Grant, just letting you know that we booked up another challenge and this is going to delay so and so and so. But they're just keeping you up to date along the way so you know what is happening. Because in the absence of communication, people get skittish, they get, fearful, they start to get angry, they call, they're frustrated. That's when they blast you on social media because nobody's responding to them. So you want to always keep your hand on the horse.
Wow, wow, amazing, amazing. I mean that's something that any session I have that I have to speak on customer service, I always use that example. Keep one hand on the horse. Either in your relationship, either with your children, either with your family, either with your friends. You need to, and once you do that, communication is flowing.
Yep.
Because if you remove both hands from the horse becomes skittish. Now, in terms of your social media, strategy, now going forward with this COVID-19, what's likely to happen? Someone is sending okay, great insights. Okay, John Ibuke, John is a friend of mine. He's an environmentalist. He had a distinction in University of Northampton. So he likes talking about the environment. How about the environment? What do you think is likely to happen? I mean, this customer service with respect to the environmental impact.
Well, I mean, as you can see, the ozone layer is doing much better. We've seen so many different articles where things are happening in different parts of the world that never happened where nature is concerned before, all because the earth is getting a break. People are home and they're not up and down, engaging vehicles driving on the road, emissions coming from different vehicles. I read an article that said in England they're now going to actually have like a dedicated bicycle trail, and now they have somebody designated in the Ministry of Transportation that is specifically responsible for the bicycle implementation. I mean, the reality is the environment is really benefiting in a positive way from the fact that we're going through this pandemic. And from a customer service point of view, if the environment is doing well and people can breathe better and people can just exist in nature better, then it simply means that we can be better people overall. Because remember, as a human being, we're emotional beings. We're also physical beings. We have a spiritual side. And there are just 7 dimensions to a human being. And so you want to ensure that all dimensions of you are functioning properly and that, no part of your body is out of sync. Because if you're not eating properly, if you're not physically exercising, if you're not taking care of yourself, then you can't offer quality customer service. Because if you feel sick and you don't feel good, then you can't deliver quality customer service, because everything starts with you.
Wow. And you can't give what you don't have. You taught us about conscious competence then, conscious competence model,
Exactly.
If you don't know more, you can't give much, There's a level that you can, if you are in a level where you don't know and you don't want to know, then you're not likely to be able to give out robust customer service.
Exactly.
Now, I want to speak to this area of, now that we are now moving to an era where most businesses are going online. Now, in terms of the tools, to operate in that space, online, social media, whether it's YouTube, whether it's, what needs to happen, even for an organization that is just coming in, some organizations, they don't even have any social media presence. How do they, do a switch very quickly?
So If you don't have any digital presence currently, I would strongly suggest that you get some digital presence. There are many tools out there.
Okay.
It's funny you mentioned that because I actually created an online free resource that I'm gonna have as a giveaway on my website.
Okay.
Top 10 online resources for business owners in the
What's the
capacity of.
website? Can you type in your website? Type in your website so that you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's www.yannigrant.com. I'm still making some tweaks to it, so hopefully by
Okay.
tomorrow
Okay.
it should be up there as a pop-up. Just pop in your email address and you'll be able to grab those resources.
Okay.
But in the resource material that I created for business owners, we have, if you have a website, you're going to need a website. So you're going to need to have a domain. And I give my recommendations based on my experiences that I've had because I tend to do business with organizations that their customer service is really good. So, for example,
Okay.
when we redesigned our website about maybe 4 years ago, the developer that I
Okay.
had hired, he had put me on to this hosting provider, but this hosting provider did not have telephone support. And I don't know if
Okay.
you've ever had a challenge before trying to communicate a technical issue and you have to be
Okay.
typing it out. It's very frustrating. It's much easier for you to talk out the technical issue than to type out the technical issue. So I
Okay.
switched to GoDaddy just for that reason because
Wow.
GoDaddy had 24/7 customer support where I could get a live human being and somebody could talk to me and tell me exactly what was wrong and fix the issue for me. So it's important for you to navigate through that. I also have recommendations in the online resource for the best social media posting sites or scheduling sites. And
The
so,
best
you have
social media posting sites.
or scheduling sites. So, you would
Okay.
use, for example, Buffer, there is Meet Edgar, there is Planoli, there is, I can't remember all of them off the top of my head now, but as I said, the document is going to have most of them in there. If you're, as a podcaster, because I have a podcast as well called Navigating the Customer Experience, I use an application called Calendly, and it is brilliant at Egoke. If I was,
Wow.
for example, having this conversation with you as a podcast, we wouldn't even have to talk verbally. All I would need to do is send you my Calendly link. You click on it, and the scheduler is automated to sync in your calendar the time that you've chosen, and it will automatically sync in my calendar, even though our time zones are different.
Amazing.
So
Amazing.
the technology is out there. There's also technologies for productivity like Slack, Asana, Monday.com. There is this new one that I just signed up for yesterday called ClickUp that you can
Wow.
basically measure your productivity. You can measure your team's productivity. You can work on projects together. So there
Wow.
are many different online resources that you can use. And I
Yannick,
said,
you are giving out so much. You are giving out so much stuff, Yannick. I celebrate you, you know. And that's Yannick for you. She's a very generous person. I mean, and that's why you're doing so well in, you know, in the space, in the customer service area. Now, you're telling us there's so many tools that we can use, particularly in the area of podcast. Can you repeat this area of podcast? I'm new to podcast, you know, so, and I know that, you know, you can gather so much momentum in that. Now, speak to that area of podcast. You said there's some tools that you can use. Yeah. Yeah.
so I've been a podcaster for 4 years now. Wow, I can't believe it's 4 years that I've been podcasting. And we have
Wow.
87 episodes under our belt. I want to have a big celebration when I reach the 100, which I'm hoping will be maybe by July.
Wow.
So there are platforms that you can host your podcast on. We use Libsyn, but there are many other platforms that you can host your podcast on. I can probably include that. That's a good idea, as a matter of fact. I didn't have that as a resource in my PDF that I'm developing, so I can probably put that in there as one as well. But there
Okay.
also, when you do the podcast, it can either be a video podcast or it can be strictly an audio podcast. Video would be
Okay.
just something like what we are doing here. And you can
Yeah.
post your video podcast on YouTube. You can post them on any platform that facilitates video.
So,
Um,
okay, go
the
ahead.
the podcast can have two different forms. It can be interview based, which is how I've done my podcast. And it can also be where it's just you alone speaking, sharing your thoughts, sharing your views on, whatever you think, whatever it is that you're passionate about or whatever it is that you want to share with the world. It's
Okay.
it's an amazing platform. I think today 838 million people globally listen to podcasts. And so
830. Wow. That's about a billion people.
there you go. So that is a wide cross section of people globally that listen to podcasts. And the good thing is you can listen to a podcast and do something else. So you can be cooking and listening to a podcast. You can be driving and listening to a podcast. You can be exercising and listening to a podcast. So it allows you to be able to consume your favorite content, but also not take away from maybe another activity that you're trying to do. I listen to podcasts all the time. I might be doing some content development, or I might be fixing up some posts. And while I'm doing that, I have my AirPods in and I'm listening to a podcast. And so it's really an excellent platform for you to share information with. And if you really want to get your message out there, podcasting is the way to go. It's very easy to set up. All you need is a microphone, a computer, and basically some technology that will allow you to record the conversation. So for recording purposes, I use Skype, and Skype has a recorder that comes with it that you pay for a one-time fee. It's called Ecamm Recorder. And at the time when I purchased it, I think it was $29.99. It's a one-time flat fee. And so every time you open Skype, that recorder comes on. You can either record video or you can record audio. And it downloads the MP3 or the MP4 automatically to your computer. And then all you have to do is put it into your editing software, whether it is Audacity or Adobe. And you do your editing and do your mixing, put in your intro and your outro and put it out to the world. And there you go.
Amazing. Yannick, where do you get this energy from? I mean, this is amazing. I mean, you see, it shows that you're learning continuously, because I remember 9 years ago, having met you for the first time in Minnesota in USA. I mean, you were so vibrant, and you still are, you know, how do you get this energy? Share some secrets with us.
Well, I love learning. I love learning, and I love customer service. I'm very passionate about customer service, and I'm very passionate about helping other people. So I'm always looking for opportunities to learn. Where learning is concerned, I subscribe to Audible and I listen to audiobooks. Right now I'm listening to a book called Catalyst that focuses on how to ask the right questions. Oh, thank you, Sherry. There my friend is. Hi.
Your friend from Jamaica. Okay. Oh, thank you so much for coming.
She says her energy is amazing. Thank you. And I listen to audiobooks all the time. I also subscribe to something called LinkedIn Learning. It's actually LinkedIn's learning platform where you can pay a subscription fee. I think it's $29.99 per month, and you can consume any number of courses that you want for that flat fee in any genre that you want to listen to. And so I'm always, you know, watching YouTube videos. I join Facebook groups. I ask questions. I mean, I personally have learned so much since this pandemic, because I've been consumed daily in learning. I mean, sometimes my days go until 1:30 in the morning. This morning I was up until 1:30 because I recently purchased a teleprompter because I want to do more videos. But I don't want my videos to have crutch words in there like and but. I want them to flow. I want people to feel connected to me. And so I invested in a teleprompter that I found online. I actually found it online, was watching a video and I saw, you know, a videographer recommended it. But I recently watched an IG live with somebody from Jamaica who is a very great financial specialist. Her name is Kalila Reynolds. And she has a program that she interviewed me on called Money Moves. And she had an IG live where she talks about her productivity applications that she uses. And she says for her videos, she uses that teleprompter. So because of her testimonial, again, testimonials are so important when it comes to customer service. I didn't hesitate. I didn't know it was supremely validated to me that this item would have been the greatest thing for me to invest in. And I went ahead and bought it on Amazon, and I received it yesterday. And so I was up this morning until 1:30 trying to set it up and doing a test run on it to see how it is that it would actually manifest into the video, and you know, if I would look very natural using it and everything. So it's actually called Parrot Teleprompter. So any of you who are doing videos and are looking for an inexpensive way, it's like $130 I think on Amazon, but you use your phone. It comes with an application. You put your phone on it and it basically displays what it is that you want to talk about. You script what you're going to say and you just read it and do the video, and you can do it with your phone.
Wow, amazing, amazing. Now, Yannick, you know, I need to attach, my battery is almost dying, so I'm gonna move my phone now on the tripod. Now, it's also a time for us to, if you have questions for Yannick for myself, on customer, anything, or comments on customer service, you can just type in, while I just try and charge my phone. Yeah, so if you have questions, please, just type in the questions into the chat box, So I'm just going to, while I connect my charger to the phone. Yeah, if you have questions, please, or comments. Yeah. Okay, Yannick, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Any questions? Can you see any questions?
I can't. No, I don't see
Okay.
any.
Okay,
I see
not yet.
comments,
Okay,
no
go ahead.
questions.
All right. Okay. Okay. Now, Yannick, now that this lockdown has been eased all over the world, and there's going to be a lot of movements, churches. I mean, what about in terms of churches? What's likely to happen in churches? I mean, even for customer service, I mean, people are going to be gathering. I mean, the U.S. Donald Trump has said that the churches, should open for business. Not really business, but I mean for worship. What's likely to happen to their customers? Because people are going to be gathering. Yeah. What's the advice that you have for churches?
Boy, Adegoke, I'm a Catholic and my church is literally 2 minutes from my house, Stella Maris. And
Yeah.
since the pandemic, my Father Howie, has started doing Facebook Lives, and I think it's the best thing ever. I think going forward, he should continue doing Facebook Lives. I think
Wow.
they should take time and eventually allow people to come in on a phase basis with a number that is identified in terms of how people are going to be spaced out in the pews in church. But I think
Yeah.
most importantly, he should not stop doing the Facebook Lives even when things get back to normal. Because one of the things I love about it is, um, since the pandemic, I can consume my, my connection with God or the ministry of whatever it is he's putting across at a time that is convenient for me. So if I wake up, if for whatever reason I wasn't able to catch mass at 7 o'clock or at 9 o'clock, and I want to do mass at 12 o'clock in the middle of the day or 6 o'clock in the evening, I can do it because all I have to do is log on to Facebook and watch the
Yeah.
video live at my own convenience. So I think it's something that they should still continue doing, even when things are okay and there's no coronavirus existing. People should still have the option, if they can't go to church physically, to consume and worship with God and connect with God and the message that your church is bringing across in a digital way. We should still have that option, because that to me is definitely recognizing that another channel has been created, and because you've created that channel, you can't just shut it off when things go
Mm.
back to normal. You still have
Wow.
to have it as a channel open that people can still access and utilize.
Wow. Wow. So what you're saying is that for churches and other religions that have been using the platform of social media, they should still leave it open. They shouldn't
Of
shut it down.
course, of course. I mean, one of the channels that I've seen companies open in Jamaica is WhatsApp. So a lot of organizations did not have WhatsApp as a medium of communication for you to place an order, or find out if they have a particular product or service, or just get general or basic information. And if you have created WhatsApp as a platform or a channel of communication for your company during COVID-19, after COVID, it's still going to be a channel that's open. So it
Yeah.
means that it's now something that you have to look at. Just as how you look at, okay, if we had a storefront, we open at 9 o'clock and we close at 5, somebody have to come there from 8 o'clock and open the door and clean the office, wipe the floor. Somebody has to be there to welcome the customer and deal with the customer. It's the same mentality you'll have to engage in now that we have the WhatsApp. Are we going to have, put on a business WhatsApp? Is there going to be an automated message that says, we'll be with you shortly, or we'll get back to you within 24 hours? Are you going to have a designated person who is going to monitor this channel so that customers can get responses in real time and not 1 or 3 days later when you remember, oh, I didn't check the WhatsApp phone yesterday, let me go and check it now. No, it has to be a standard form of communication, and you have to continue using it even after we come out of this pandemic.
Wow. 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 So there has to be continuous customer engagement, on
Of
all the platforms.
course. Of course. And you should be communicating with your customers the way how they want to communicate with you. So if it is more convenient for me to communicate with you on WhatsApp, then that is
Yeah.
a channel that you should be extending to me, because that is my preferred channel of communication. It's not about what you want as a company, it's what I want as a customer.
Mm. Wow. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. I mean, we've been on this for almost an hour, 20 minutes, and I want to thank those of us that have joined back in.
We have
Yannick,
one question. How is customer service affected by COVID-19? From my friend Shireen.
okay.
So
Yeah.
I kind of touched on it earlier when we spoke about the fact that customer service is forced, COVID-19 or this pandemic is forcing customers to become more responsive. It's forcing them to level up their customer service game, how they communicate with their customers. And that's because customers can't physically, a lot of times, leave their home and go and interface with your business. So you have to make it very easy for them to communicate with you. And so you have to look at your different channels of engagement that you have with them. If it's through your website, if you're not on any digital platform, then now is the time. It's free to create a Facebook page, whether it's a business page. It's free to create an Instagram business page. It's free for you to create a LinkedIn profile. And so you want to look at your different channels and ensure that you are transparent and that you are responding in a timely manner to your customers. Now, the global standard for response on an email is 24 hours. But interestingly enough, if you're on social media, the global standard for communication on social media, Twitter specifically, people expect you to respond to them within a minute, within seconds. They're expecting, because a tweet is an instant thing. When you hear a tweet, you think instant. Just think about the things that connect in your brain when you hear the word tweet. So you'll find some businesses are more responsive on Twitter than they are on Instagram or than they are on Facebook. But I personally think that if you are on these platforms, you should be responsive across all of them.
Wow. 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 Excellent. Now, you're saying that, those that do not have social media presence, they have no choice but to begin to build up social media presence now. True.
Yeah, they should, for sure.
Wow. But how about for the elderly, I mean, the elderly customers that don't really have social media presence, and, now that businesses are moving online, what happens to those segment of the market?
Use the telephone. Can't go wrong. I am sure most elderly people have a mobile phone. Maybe they may not know how to use the different tools or apps that you download on the phone, but they certainly know how to answer the phone. They can slide the little button or press the button to answer, and they're able to respond to you in a telephone call. So use the telephone as much as possible. You can send SMS messages to them. That's standard. You can, send out text messages. You have many different companies here in Jamaica, and I'm sure across the world as well, that have packages where you can communicate with your customers and send out text messages or SMS messages. So, it's a standard thing that you're sending out if you're updating them as to maybe a product that you have available or a service interruption. So you want to ensure that you utilize the telephone. It's very basic. Everybody must have a telephone number by which they can be reached. And if they don't have telephone, then you go back to traditional media, put things out on the TV or in the newspaper, because elderly people tend to utilize traditional media a lot. You have some people who still buy the newspaper every single day. So there are different channels that you can utilize to tap into getting in touch with those types of customers. But you also should do an audit of your audience to identify what percentage of your demographic falls into what area. So is it that people who are between 60 and 75 years old is only 5% of your demographic? Or is it that number of that level of customers is 25%? Because then that will also impact your decision into how much resources you need to put into the communication channel for those customers based on what percentage of your demographic they take up.
Wow, wow, amazing. Yannick, you have been so generous with, I love the delivery, it's very deep. And, those of us that are listening, I just want you to, chat, send something in the chat box, just to appreciate Yannick. She's an amazing woman, far away from Jamaica, just dishing out, massive content. We just want to celebrate you.
Thank you.
You know, this is amazing. Even at times like this, because you know, leaders show up during crisis, and you are really showing up. You know, giving us lovely insights. You know, we salute you, we celebrate you, and we
Thank
trust
you.
that even this session, I'm believing that we can build up on this session and you know even do more because
Yep.
there are quite a number, yeah, quite a number of businesses that are you know getting shut down and they're not supposed to be shut down because they don't really know there's an alternative. You know, you told
Thank
us,
you.
yeah, you know, yeah. Someone said she's amazing for sure. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
yeah, yeah. So we're going to be short. We're going to be concluding very shortly. But I want you also to share some words of encouragement, particularly for businesses that are going through tough times. You know, what can they do very quickly? Some few tips. You know, because some businesses, small businesses, they are facing you know a bit of flack right now.
Mhm.
You know, businesses that have a staff of about 10 or 5, and, you know, they don't really know what to do going forward. What can you say to them?
I think you should ensure that at this time you look at opportunities to create value in your customer's life, whatever that value may be. If value comes in the form of communication, then communicate as much as possible with them. As I said before, put out the how-to videos on your website or on your YouTube page, or do videos on Instagram that gives them tips on how it is that they can, if you're a financial institution, how they can be saving more, how they can be investing more. If, for example, you're in the hospitality industry, things that they can be doing to still remain sane, or how they can be keeping in contact with you to find out whatever deals you may have coming up. Um, Customers want to ensure that whatever they're doing with you also, that it's happening in a very quick time. Everybody wants their transaction to be completed quickly. So it's important for you to ensure that if you are providing a service to your customers, that you can do it very quickly. If you're offering delivery services, you want to ensure that you can deliver quickly to your customers. It is
Wow.
vital for you to really be mindful of the fact that you want to offer value, you want to offer fast service and efficient service, and you want to be helpful.
Wow.
Sometimes in this time, you want to give away information. Information is free, it costs nothing for you to share information with people. And so, just as we're doing here in this live, you could use this opportunity to feature your top customers, do an IG live with some of your top customers. I'm starting an IG series in June where I'm going to be interviewing some of the CEOs that I've worked with in Jamaica, just to highlight
Amazing.
them, highlight their greatness and their goodness and all they're doing for their team members. Because during this time, we want to give as much value as possible, and that can come in many, many, many different forms.
Wow. 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 So, you know, finally, I just want to thank, you know, those of us that have joined us. Um, My name is Adegoke Omotola. I'm a customer service professional. I'm also a leadership coach in Nigeria. I've been speaking to Yannick. Yannick Grant is a CEO of PTOS in Jamaica. She's a wonderful lady. She has been adding value for an hour and a half, almost 90 minutes. And we've been speaking about customer service in a crisis. This video, the sessions will be on IG Live. You know, the first session has been recorded. This is also going to be recorded, so you can go back on my page, and I'm also going to be sharing it with Yannick. She'll put it on her page so that you can, you know, write down those things that you've not been able to. Maybe probably you just join us. I'm also going to be having my own online course on how to keep and grow your customers, how to keep and grow your customers. So if you send me a DM if you would like to be part of the program, is starting on the 3rd of June. Yes. So because we need to show up at this time. Businesses must thrive even during crisis. Miles Morrow said that, you know, crisis means opportunity. Crisis means opportunity. It's not a time to panic. It's a time to be excited, particularly when you're able to deploy strategies that are, you know, that are adaptive, you know, flexible strategies. Now, finally, Yannick, what would you say, you know, even to business leaders at this time, you know, We've spoken about small businesses. How about business leaders? What's your advice for them? Some of them might be listening in, even at this time. What would you say to business leaders?
So, as a business leader, now is the time that you should be looking to enhance the skills of your team members. Try to develop and grow them as much as possible. The most important role of a leader is develop and grow the people. And
Okay.
so try to look at what their strengths are and build on that as much as possible, and celebrate them, appreciate them, really let them know when they're doing something well, and publicize it. Whether you publicize it internally with the organization, or you big them up on one of your social media platforms to say, this is our awesome sales rep. She's amazing. She really knows how to connect with our customers. Or this is our awesome graphic designer. She really knows how to get our brand message across and connect with our audience. And she understands our customers. So you really want to celebrate your people, because we're going through a pandemic, okay? And sometimes people feel like they're not enough. They don't feel worthy. They have all of these voices inside their head telling them things that may not necessarily be positive. And as leaders in an organization, you want to strengthen that voice that tells them that they are worthy, they are amazing, they are great, and they can achieve great things. And we all need that reminder. I have people in my life that give me that reminder all the time. I mean, you did it right before this live. You called me and you were like, you can do it. Yes, you can. for all of you that are listening, this is officially my first IG live, and I was very scared before I came on here. I was very timid, and it's not because I didn't think I had anything to share. It's just that you come in on video, and it's not like a pre-recorded thing where you can edit and cut and crop and trim. It's just there, and I had that fear within me. And I have people in my life who, some of them are on this IG live, who really encouraged me and inspired me and said, just go and speak your truth. Just go and be you. Just live. Just do what you are accustomed to doing. And those things helped to manifest what came out today. So I think it's important for leaders to try to bring out the best in their employees.
Wow, amazing. And you have been a true leader. You're authentic. You're very open. You're willing to help. You're willing to pull others up. You've shared so much. You're speaking out of a passion that you have lived for so many years, and this is a lifestyle. You're not just somebody who speaks about customer service. You live and breathe customer service. It's part of your DNA, and I want to salute you. I want to celebrate you, and I trust that very soon I'll also be in Jamaica to you've spoken to the Nigerian audience, and I trust that this will be a major collaboration. I don't take it lightly. For people like us that are still learning, I know you are learning as well, but I mean, we are learning from you. It's so fulfilling, to be at this point where we can now, this crisis has worked out, in our favor, because this would not have happened if not for COVID-19,
True. So there you go. It's an opportunity.
Yeah. So more opportunities are bound to happen. And I salute those friends of yours that have also connected and, stayed for this long. I trust that this session would remain one of the most powerful sessions, because there's so many sessions that you go for on Zoom, and, but this is really impactful. So thank you so much, Yannick.
You're welcome, Adigoke. It was my pleasure.
My wife is also on this session. She's been there for almost 2 hours.
Yeah. Hi! I know Adigoke told me that you are in London, right?
Yeah, she's in London at the moment, yeah.
Yes, thank you for joining us. I hope you got lots of insight out of today's session.
Yeah. And my daughter was also here as well, yeah.
So, oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
So thank you so much, and I'm so thankful. So for each and every one of us that have joined, we want to say thank you. Do you have a final word?
My final word to everyone that's on this IG is, tomorrow is an opportunity for you to get up and go out and do something really amazing, something fantastic that will help to enhance your life as well as the lives of others. think about what you can give to someone that will really add value to them, and just continue doing that each and every single day. We're all in this together, and we're all going to come out stronger than ever after this pandemic is over. And service is always going to be your number one differentiator in business.
Wow, thank you so much. On the final note, Yannick has said it all. He said service is going to be the game changer. Service is going to be the game changer. So have a wonderful day. We are in the evening. It's almost 10 o'clock for you.
Oh gosh, it's 3:34. Yes. But we're
Wow.
all under curfew now. I go okay because the Prime Minister, tomorrow is a public holiday. Tomorrow is Labor Day. So
Okay.
the curfew started at 3 o'clock this evening. So basically, the Prime Minister is saying, listen, not because it's a holiday, people can go and have fun. You all need to be home. So we're all on
Wow.
lockdown from 3 p.m. today. I think we open up back either at 6 or 7 tomorrow morning. Not sure, but yes, everybody should be at their house now.
Wow. So I wish you a great day. Okay.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Have a
You're
wonderful
welcome.
day.
You
All
too.
right. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.